deeper than that, and I'm not going to be the scientist who goes into it today, because trust me, I've gotten in battle with scientists, and I'm like, I'm going to lose this. But at the same time, I'm very confident also. Yeah, the whole thing when it comes to is what Dave Sterling constantly says is, you really can't compete with Mother Nature and her knowledge, even as smart as we've come as human beings. We have learned so much, and we should be proud of all the things we've accomplished. But trying to compete with Mother Nature and all that she has is pretty, the intelligence of the earth really is an incredible thing. I don't want to go down that path any more than we need to today, but it's a beautiful thing when we see the essential oils affect your life the way they have, and we're glad that Darlene gave you a call. Right?
A few calls, Mike.
So just some of the last things I'll just kind of go here, right? Our essential oils, safe, like we know, effective. If we're using the dosage right, actually very affordable when you're looking at everything else you're buying. This part where, right, safety, we make sure that they're pure, right? They're completely pure essential oils. Effective is like we've seen with the testimonials that they do bring a big difference, right? Looks like my diffuser went off there, but I was diffusing On Guard right in here, just in case, since we weren't wearing masks, in case anyone's uncomfortable, we got the On Guard because we know it's effective, right? And then affordable as well. Last touching on that is when you really do look at all the things that you spend money on, there's so much that can actually be replaced with doTERRA. Sometimes it seems more expensive than it is because your thought is, I'm not feeling good right now, and that oil, is it better for me just to wait it out another day or so? Or something like that, right? People are usually willing to spend when they get to desperation, right? But when it's kind of like, yeah, this kind of bothers me, but is it 500 Rand bothering me? Probably not. That is a weird mindset that people get because they think 500 Rand, it gets rid of it, then the dose is done. They don't realize that bottle is going to sit there and they're going to use it again the next time the issue comes up, and they're only going to use a few drops. Right? It's actually an interesting thing when you think about it in that way. It actually is a lot more affordable when you put it in a mindset of diversity and the long time that you can have that essential oil, right? We do aromatic topical, and we claim internal use. Hopefully everybody's very confident with our internal use. When people ask me, can you use essential oils internally? I say absolutely not, right? You cannot do essential oils internally. Because essential oils, the term, encompasses so much in the world. And I would never say you can take essential oils internally because there's enough research that shows internal use of not pure, just any essential oil actually can have quite a negative effect. But since doTERRA's began, and since all the many scientists and researchers and doctors that we have who've been using essential oils for many decades, right? They constantly know a pure essential oil is safe, right? Go watch the video of the doTERRA medical board. They're not employees, right? Drink essential oils on stage without our Dr. Hill knowing, and he almost had a heart attack thinking, please, the FDA don't get mad at me for this, right? They just did it because they said, well, here's our confidence. And they kicked back some essential oil because they're like, pure essential oils aren't an issue internally. So we actually stand by this really strong, right? So let's kind of change direction a little bit, right? We're looking at sourcing the best and helping the most, right? That's what we, as doTERRA, we want to accomplish. And we want to partner with you to accomplish this. Helping the most in the world. How do we motivate people to help the most? Well, if you're going to give your time and effort, right, you either, one, need to be completely financially free, so you can give all your time to doTERRA because you're enjoying and you want to be part of our mission, or you need the compensation to give us your time. Does that make sense? And because of that, there needed to be a business model behind this. I have plenty of emails even in my inbox here for doTERRA South Africa where big blockchain stores and even stores that you've heard of have reached out and are interested in carrying doTERRA on their store shop lines. And we don't do that. And the reason we don't do that is when the company came up with this and they met and they said, all right, we all know that we're thinking the direct sales model, but is that the best one for this? And they went through all the different sales models to get this essential oil in the market, and they thought, we have to do direct sales because of the education and trust that is so important to moving this product, right? essential oils on the shelf, they are becoming more mainstream now, but they're coming more mainstream because companies like doTERRA were spreading it, and we're having more and more people having positive effects sharing it, so the more and more hearing it, they're more open to it. If we didn't do a direct sales model, and there wasn't a direct sales model around essential oils, there would not be even retail stores coming to call, because there's no competition, there's no demand for the product. We've created the demand, right? That's something. Essential oils have been out there in different little shops may do it, but there's been no demand like it that doTERRA has brought, like we have in the market, okay? So, why build with doTERRA? We're switching this now completely to a focus on how to move this forward. Why build with us? Now, I want to start with this question. Why do people buy things? Why on earth would you take your hard-earned cash and give it away, right? The only time you'll ever do that is to get a return, right? Whether that return is a product or whether that's a return of satisfaction of I've done good, right? So there is this psychologist, his name's Owen Fitzpatrick. He talks about this term right here is why do people buy things? He's a psychologist who's written many different books. He has his own YouTube channel if you want to go check him out. But he talks about his 5 reasons here why people buy things. The first reason he talks about is survival, right? When a consumer is looking to make a purchase, right, it's going to fit in one of these 5 things. Survival will be one of the reasons they will decide to purchase. This is different, everyone on their own journey, right? Some people, not some, I would say if you argue food is needed for survival, that'd be a weird argument, right? We could all probably fall in that one, and shelter as well. But medication may really fall under someone for survival, right? Insulin, right? Great example, right? A security system, someone may feel the need to purchase that security system because they feel like they will not survive where they live without it, right? Some people may feel the security system's not worth it to me because I don't need it, right? The next reason he talks about is people will buy something to feel better. Upgrades, right? Your phone, you've been having your phone for a few years, it's not working, you're tired of it, so you upgrade to the new smartphone, right? Whether it's the new iPhone or the new Galaxy phone, right? Why? Your other one, probably a new model of the old one would have worked just fine, but the upgrade, the new features, right? It kind of makes us feel good. We like having the new tools, or we like having the new car. It's a natural thing that people look to have. Oh, we want the nice thing that makes us feel good, right? Entertainment is something that we will spend money on to feel good. Sporting events, concerts, going to the movies, anything to kind of get us in entertainment as well. Along with that, a topic that may fall in for some people is drugs. Different drugs, alcohol, these are different things that people may completely turn to, and they'll make a purchase in order to kind of get that feel better feeling, right? Like I need to feel better right now. I need to feel good. Okay, the next one he talks about is to get better. Education. People will purchase a book because they want to learn something, right? People will buy training program. People will pay for university studies or any other kind of studies because people are willing to invest in their education and in progression of their knowledge, right? So to get better. This also could be something like a piano lesson or something, right? Like it's pretty diverse, again, depending on who you are. Another one's to look better. I always say gym pass, for me, probably also fits in here to feel better. Right? Because I feel better maybe after going to the gym, but for other people, they also want that good-looking physique, right? New shoes, makeup, clothes, proves our look. And then the last is to do better, be a part of a good cause, right? A donation, or paying for something that, I'm willing to do this because I know my money's going to a good place, right? Maybe don't care as much about the product, but I care about where it comes from, right? So if we take, let's just for fun, let's take that light on top, right here. We can take all 3 of these lights there. These haven't been purchased, they're random, let's fit them in. Are these lights needed for survival? I'd probably say no, okay? Do they help you feel better? Yeah, right? They added a bit to the home or a bit to the venue here to make you feel better, I agree. They help you get better. They don't directly give any bit of education. The biggest stretch I probably could come with this is if you're trying to read a book, you need the light. Yeah. That's a bit of a stretch. again, going there, but we'll give it a little bit there. Does it help you look better?
Yes.
Depending on who it is here, there's some people who think I look better, right? Personally, I feel like I look better with the lights on, right? But with the light, maybe something else. Okay?
You don't have to try to make up in the dark.
You could come on right with the argument there part. I'd probably say generally to look better, we can stretch it. We could give a half point to each, right? To do better, being a part of a good cause, probably not, right? I don't think there was anyone who made these lights and they're donating to a cause 50% of the proceeds. Probably not, right? So we'll say that's 2 items, right? On your purchasing. If you as a purchaser want to go buy lights, it's going to fit in those 2, okay? So where does doTERRA fit on this?
All of this.
We, interestingly enough, very clearly actually fit into all 5. For people who understand what doTERRA is, right? I think everyone understands what lights are, right? I don't think any of us are arguing. There's no bit of that, right? People who actually understand what doTERRA is, we actually fit into, right? And it's not like I asked Owen Fitzpatrick to fit us into all of these. This is just my own research I was doing, like, well, isn't that interesting? We actually fit into all of the buying categories that he talks about, right? This isn't the direction in my studies where I was going, but I thought it'd be interesting for me to show because this is something I came across. We are offering something, if understood, fits every person's buying category, right? You will get those people who are like, I don't think essential oils will help me with my problem. And they're going to put the doubt and cover up those, right? And that is the importance of our educating them, and the direct sales model is so important if this actually is going to fit all 5 categories. This would not fit all 5 categories if we did it on a retail shelf, right? Because we're actually missing a lot of education and bits that people aren't going to trust that it fits in this. But with the doTERRA model, we very clearly can fit in all 5. So I call this the lottery of sales, right? If you're going to sell a product, you can sell lights. Lights make money. They're a good product if you want to spend your time. But your market size of people looking to buy that is going to be very much smaller. With doTERRA, it's actually very diverse, as odd as that may seem. You should be able to have a confidence is that people actually are looking to be a part of doTERRA. They just need to be able to have the confidence, and that's where our part is coming in and educating and being able to show them it actually does. It fits all your needs here, right? Someone may be saying, well, I only need it to fit this need, or I only need it to fit this need, right? Well, it can do that. Well, something else I can buy is cheaper than that. And that's where we need to teach the diversity of this isn't going to just help you in one aspect. You can actually use the entire doTERRA community that you get by being a part of us and with the product in various parts of your life, right? So, with doTERRA, we should be very confident in that. That's one of the reasons why I feel like we have a great business model. If you're looking for either 1, to look for more income, or 2, you love the doTERRA mission, but you just need enough money on the side to pay for your passion, or whatever it is, you should feel confident with the product. Now, on this, as much as sometimes we at doTERRA, we kind of shy away of talking about the business sometimes. I love that the upline working through Peter, he doesn't really at all, right? But some of the other teams that we've been working with South Africa, they kind of shy away from it, like, it's kind of taboo. And that's what I want to kind of get rid of that mindset today, that it's not. It actually is very empowering to people to be able to have a choice in what they want to do, and then be able to see that there's an opportunity. Just give them a chance to be able to look at it. Because you don't know what they're looking for, whether it's they're looking for something to be able, like I said, a passion or a financial opportunity. Either way, when it comes into it, if you're going to put your time in with doTERRA, you need to receive a compensation, right? If you are born into great wealth, blessed are you, right? But majority of people aren't. The majority of people need to be able to pay bills month to month. So we want to be able to partner with you and allow you to do that. Actually try to give you as much financial freedom as possible so you can be able to, whatever your passion is, pursue it, right? So our compensation plan actually is ahead of the rest when it comes to taking a direct sales approach, right? Do any of these look familiar? When you look at a lot of direct sales companies, they try to go through the similar model, right? They'll try to say, okay, let's try to educate people and spread this mission that we have. Most of the time, it's we have a great business model and we're really good salesmen, right? I come from Utah that's almost like a network marketing capital of the world. It's very well known and very well designed. There are a lot of men and women who love coming up with these different models as opportunities. Once they come up with the perfect model, they then come up with, well, what product will work into this, right? And this is what they'll go through quite often. doTERRA, we did it opposite, right? We have a product we're also very confident in, and then with the network marketing route. So then coming into it, if then we're coming into the network marketing realm as more of a product company, how are we going to compete with these companies that are more designed to pay? That's where the argument would come in that, well, doTERRA wouldn't be able to pay as well. And that's not at all true. And I'm going to show it here. Has there been anyone who's been in any other network marketing company? Okay. Can you give me some companies? Sportu, I don't know. South African.
South African.
Okay. Everything out. There's many different kinds of compensation plans that they'll do. I don't know what they necessarily did, if they did a unilevel or a breakaway, binary, or just
commission.
Just commission based on like a fast start, similar thing per sell.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's multiple different models, right? Most of the companies that we're compared to in the industry, there's three separate kind of ways. There's a binary plan, which is you get basically two legs, and you want them both super strong because you earn on the weaker leg, right? That's what you earn on that one, you don't earn on the other one. There's a breakaway plan, which is great because you work with all these teams, and then once they hit a certain rank, they actually are no longer part of your compensation earnings. And then there's the last what's called unilevel, which is then paid on the different levels. You get paid out of distributors that are brought in who also are distributing the product, right? So doTERRA, when we decided to go the network marketing route, we spent a lot of time making sure the compensation plan matched the mission, right? Because the mission was already there with the product. So the compensation plan is designed to further the growth of the product and have people using our product long term. Most people who enjoy essential oils, right, it becomes a part of their livelihood and a part of their routine that we know they're going to use them, right? We're 85% that we're getting that retention in South Africa. It's phenomenal that we see for that, even that first year. People might feel like, oh, well, I have all these essential oils, but they still buy because we're a diverse line and they're using it. So we chose to go the unilevel route because what it actually makes you do is it makes you work with others and further the product. It's more of a long-term plan, right? If we did just commission-based sale to sale, right? You're now, every time you get an enrollment, you're going to the next person. You're going to the next person. There's no constant education. So it didn't meet our model, right? Unilevel meets our model because as people join and they continue to order, right? We put them on the loyalty rewards. So as they order, they feel confident that, hey, it's worth it for me to order this month because I am getting 10% back, up to 30% back. It's actually quite a good thing for our customers. But on the distributor's part, they're getting the commission on that first enrollment, right? Or with any person, not even just the enrollment, they earn that for 60 days, right? For the fast starts, they're getting that 20%, 10%, or 5%. Power of 3 is added in there as a bonus as well, that again is focused on teamwork, right? You need other people in your business to be successful. You do not earn the 23,000 Rand bonus until your 3 people earn their 4,000 Rand bonus, right? Like, if you want to earn the 23,000 bonus but want to be selfish about it, you can't. There has to be someone else winning in the unilevel thing. And that's the mindset, because then you work with that person, and then hopefully by working with them, you're now better planned to further the education of essential oils, right? So again, how they go hand in hand. We do leadership pools as well, so as you progress, you can be able to gain more different bonuses as you hit different ranks. And then we have our Founders Club, right? We love the Founders Club, right? I love the Founders right now because I'm able to, once you're in the Founders Club, which is hitting the rank of gold 3 times in a row, right? And then maintaining it. I use the Founders quite a bit for feedback on market direction, different things for promotions, finding out how everyone's feeling in the field, how the country's feeling, right, from a different perspective. And then also in return on that, they get an annual check that's 1% of the market revenue for the year, split between them, right? So as the company grows, so does their check on an annual basis. So we still have 10 spots left in doTERRA South Africa, which we'll talk on later. So I call this Unilevel Plus because it has so many more parts of it. We don't just pay here. We're focused on getting lifelong customers and teaching them lifelong health practices, right? So that meets in with our mission. Now, with Unilevel, with most companies, what you'll see, right, is on your level 1, you get paid a percentage. On your level 2, probably just a little lower. Level 3, maybe the same, but a little lower, and then it will go down to the point where it cuts off. So you earn your highest percentage on your top level, right? So let's use Plexus. Has anyone heard Plexus before? Okay.
Well,
Do you know anything about them?
the plexus is in the brain, you know, the ventricle.
No, this Plexus is a yes. This Plexus is a network marketing company also who does a Unilevel model, right? So just want to use them for example. This is pulled right off their website. They call their distributors ambassadors, and this is the person they use the example for. So they give you 5 points per ambassador on your top line, down to your 7th line per qualified ambassador, they give you 1 point. So this customer has approximately 3,300 customers underneath them. It's a lot of customers, right? I don't think anyone would necessarily argue that's a lot of customers. So decent amount of work put in by this person. So they earned a total of 48.93 of these ambassador points, right? Plexus then at the end of the month tells you, hey, we had a great month or we had a bad month, right? And they tell you how much each point is worth. So that they say right here the average is in $3.25, but that can range anywhere from $2.82 up to $4.89, right? So I broke it down in Rand, right, to make it a little easier, right? So again, this took approximately 3,300 customers. Based on that and how their Unilevel set up with 5554321 at 47 Rand, the monthly payment that you'd get is 203,583 Rand. I don't think anyone's going to complain on that, right? I probably wouldn't complain unless you saw if they did it doTERRA's way, how it could have worked out, right? So we're taking the exact same Plexus plan, but we put it into the depth value that doTERRA did, which again causes teamwork, more forces teamwork, and gives you that hard incentive to do it. Still 3,300 customers, you sold the same amount of product amongst those customers, but with doTERRA we would pay you $764,415, right? You're never mad about 203 until it could have been 764, right?
It's
Huge. Right? I broke this right down in Microsoft Excel, right? So now if we look at doTERRA, right? If I take the doTERRA plan that we have, I took a distributor in the States who did about similar volume, has similar amount of customers, right? This distributor, right, in the doTERRA plan, if they sold that much volume, they actually would be doing about 1.5 million Rand, right? 1493. So 1.4 million Rand. If we were to keep our same compensation plan that we pay out, but we were to do it the inverted way, that check would be worth 681,700. So almost 2/3 less. So it's very interesting, isn't it? Though all these companies a lot of times focus on a business model bringing in a product, we did an opposite and found a model that would actually follow our mission with our product. This is why they went their model, right? And they didn't ever think to do doTERRA's way, right? As you look up here, let's go back to Plexus, right? Plexus's way 15 points here, 45 here, 135 here. If it didn't know doTERRA's way, it's only 318.81. When you're starting and you're new to a company, right? They want to make sure, okay, we're going to get you some money, right? They're going to make it look better than it is. And then the harder and harder you work, and the longer you're in, they can kind of tap her out, right? Because you look what happens, right? By level 4, we're equal. And then we absolutely then take them, really kind of take them to school on how you do a compensation plan. So essentially on this, if we were to just eliminate and we were going to do this, a check on the beginning, and I've done these numbers, essentially what you'd be seeing is someone who's new, if they're getting a check and maybe they're getting let's say they get a 1,000 Rand check with Plexus, right? Plexus is weight. They're new and it's only based on these 3 levels, they may only be getting 500, 600 Rand with doTERRA. So they're like, I'm getting double the money with Plexus. Why would I not go Plexus? That's where the perception there is short term. Because yeah, and it's 500 Rand difference, right? Yes, it's nice to have an extra 500 Rand, but that isn't the financial difference that you're actually going to need long term. We value people long term. Okay? Sorry. So, moving to this next kind of thing, right? During lockdown, I got this call various times, okay? I would say at least minimum 10 times, where paraphrasing would be, hey Addison, hope things are going well. Things are rough here in South Africa. Our businesses are starting to fall apart. There's this owl diffuser that just came out. So you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You see how I'm getting this call, right? We're getting this owl diffuser, and yeah, people aren't going to come to doTERRA anymore. We can't continue business. What honestly was a lot of the feeling messages that I was getting from people. And then we open our product center, right? And one of my staff comes in and says, hey, a lady's here to talk to you. Doesn't seem very happy, right? So I'm like, okay, get up, walk out. She's taller than me, so I'm like, whew, all right, like, here we go. And she goes on to explain she's a member of both us, doTERRA, and our one of our main competitors, Young Living. And I'm like, okay, what's it about? She brings up the owl diffuser again, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then on top of that, we talk about building the business. And she talks about how she likes the doTERRA culture more. But the opportunity and the payout might be better with Young Living. What do you mean? To hit founder with us is hitting gold 3 times. But the gold in Young Living makes more money than a gold in doTERRA. And I said, actually it's true. But just because my name's Addison doesn't mean the other person named Addison does the same thing. And let me talk to you on this, right? So let's do an exact comparison, okay? I am so much the philosophy of let them do them, we'll do us, right? But this has come up so often, and I feel like sometimes my own pride's the reason it gets in the way. So I decided, let's just talk about it today and put it to bed, okay? So I just want to kind of bring that up. So focusing on this solely on that part, right? Of that maybe a gold over there can make more than a gold with us. Let's talk about it. Just because something is a name doesn't mean it's equal to something else with the same name. It's my point with me and the other Addison, right? Look at a silver with us. We require 3 legs, and each of those legs is an elite, right? Which is a 3,000 OV. So to hit silver, there's no OV requirement, just 3 legs of elite. The minimum silver we need is 3 legs of 9,000. We could not compare to their silver because they only require 2 legs of 10,000, right? So even though the OV requirement's about the same, theirs is a little higher, the legs are not the same. So right, they're basically having 2 premier legs if you compare to doTERRA, 5,000, 5,000, right? But then let's go to the gold comparison. Our gold is 3 legs of 15,000, right? 3 premiers of 5,000 each. That's the minimum. A gold over there is 3 legs of 6,000, but they also have an OV requirement of 35. So leg requirements are the same, and the name is the same, but you have to sell over twice as much OV to hit a gold there, right? So it would make sense that a gold over there would make more money because they're selling more, right? So I want to look at this strictly from an OV perspective, right? Let's then more look here. Look at our platinum, 3 legs of 27,000. Theirs is 4 legs of 100,000. Our platinum is more close to their gold, but still 8,000 less. The minimum is 8,000 less, right? So, interesting enough, diamonds don't match. Their diamonds bet closer to our blue diamond. And our presidential, yeah, can more compare with the crown diamond. This one's 10 times higher for a royal crown diamond, right? So, looking at this, I'm trying to be as transparent. I pulled this right off their website. It's right off ours. You can go check if you'd like. None of these numbers are manipulated, okay? So here's the earnings comparison broken down. So a platinum with us, 3 legs of 9,000. Our average platinum in doTERRA, right, is doing 1.6 million rand a year, average, right? So that's not a platinum who hit today, that's the average platinum, right? Maybe they've hit platinum 2, 3, 4 times. The average platinum in doTERRA is doing 1.6 million. That means we're paying a platinum per OV sold, right? For every time someone buys an item with OV, every OV on that, we're paying you 5.15 rand to a platinum, right? Your minimum for that is 27 OV, but that's what we're paying. Comparing to their gold, because that's the best comparison, which is 3 legs of 6, but 35,000, the average gold earning over there is 1.1 million rand, so 500,000 less, and they're paying an average of 2.7 rand per OV, right? So it's pretty interesting as then you look at it. Once you hit diamond with us, we're paying 6.8, blue diamond 7.44, presidentials are getting just over 10. But you only have to sell 162,000 to get to those ranks, right? So the point on this is, again, these are averages, right? But to even get here, you have to sell 35,000. So they have people selling well over this as well. And their average is actually quite a bit less because the value per OV is what we need to look at. The way doTERRA, we look at valuing you in an honest way is those who want to be on a journey with us long term, that's who we want to be with, right? If you want to come join us, right, and you are like, yeah, this is kind of fun, I enroll someone here and there, that's fine, right? But that's how we pay as well, right? The people who move forward with us, help us push forward the mission, right? We pay more and more OV. Young Living and us don't have the same ranks, right? They have actually less ranks than we do. We have more tiers that you can hit along the way. So it's hard to do a comparison on the smaller ranks, but that's where it comes down to is they're paying, right, all those new people 1,000 rand, essentially, right? And doTERRA is paying all those new people 500 or 600 rand. The gap there isn't that big, but there's way more new people, and that's where all their money is going, right? We have pools that we put in, like the empowerment pool, to help people along the way, but it's at people as they start hitting the point where they're committed, like Premier, right? As they're going through Elite, and that's where you're going, that's where now you're making more money than you would hit at that point with Young Living, right? But when you're in those beginning ranks, director, manager, executive, right? Those very first ones with consultant, director, manager, they're probably getting paid a little better at Young Living, maybe a few hundred rand, right? That's it, a few hundred rand more. That's all they're making more at the beginning. And then an Elite, I'd even say, even right now Elite's probably a little more, about evens out, right? And then we absolutely, again, show that we value our distributors long term way better than they do, right? So that's one of the main things. And our oils are just way better too. That's a good thing to point, right? When it comes to it, the difference of it, okay? Just because there's an owl diffuser, the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence, okay? I thought I really did. I thought it was a super cute product. I don't know how. I've heard mixed reviews. I know a lot of doTERRA distributors actually wanted it. They're like, we wanted it, so we got it. And I've heard people saying it was very cute. It wasn't functional. Some other people says it works for them. You're not going to build your business on an owl diffuser, right? Elephant diffusers were really cute and they sold very well, right? But we still sold more petals last month than we did elephant diffusers because that's such a smaller market set. Because now you're focusing on moms with young kids, right? It's a great product for moms with young kids. Don't get me wrong. That's why we had it well in the plans even before the owl came out, right? That's why it exists. But to think that alone is what makes the difference is a narrow mindset. Look at the big picture. How are you valued? And how well is the mission that you're passionate about? And how good is your product? Right? Things will always come out from different companies, and right? Shout out to them when they do good things, right? When they do something good on them. But overall, nothing was designed in a way as to partner with the wellness advocates as well as doTERRA was, right? I wanted to kind of give that confidence, right? Like I said, these are, I know I seem biased, but these are pulled off the website, right? Facts are facts, okay? That we're just better. And there's, I know plenty of people who've experienced both, and fine. I don't want to live in a world where in our meetings we ever do consistent comparatives. So I felt like we're in a more intimate settings here, right? I want to talk to them based on just compensation, but also help you view it on where have we felt that bit of pressure. It's been in price point, and it's been in owl diffuser. That have been the two things that you've heard, majority. Maybe a few other small things, but majority of those two are them, right? Cheaper price point, less OV, right? You're getting less OV. Yes, you're selling it cheaper, but you're going to have to sell more kits than you would have to at doTERRA, right? With less good product, by the way. And then the diffuser's not going to build your thing. It's such a small market thing, right? We'll put out good diffusers, right? I already have, trust me, I have a big diffuser plan we're working on to make sure that we have good, efficient machines to use our product, but we are not a diffuser company, nor should that ever be our focus. So again, when the competition, whoever they are, launches new things, it is what it is. Long term, that will not take us down, right? Did the owl diffuser take us down? No, right? They're actually being sold 20% off if you want to go buy them. We didn't sell them. So, okay. Let's move on past that, right? All right. Hopefully you're feeling good. Everyone see the peppermint